Like Michael Buffer having you have Minton introduce you. It's amazing. All right. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on beautiful, albeit slightly rainy, Roosevelt Island. I'm Jano Lieber, the chair and CEO of the MTA, here with New York City Transit President Rich Davey, Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine, Shelton Haynes, the Roosevelt Island Operating Corporation's President and CEO. Thank you for everything you are doing. We're also joined by Paul Crickler from Manhattan Community Board 8, who's a Roosevelt Islander and leads that group on the community board. James Swanson, Cornell Tech, a big Roosevelt Island institution. Thank you for being here. Stephen Catullo from Kohler Hospital. Where is Stephen? No, Stephen. Okay, thank you. Today's a big milestone for our OMNY program. This is the new tap-and-go system that is the way to go on the MTA. Riders can now tap and go to get onto the Roosevelt Island Tram. I'll point out this is the first OMNY expansion outside of the subways and buses that are the heart of the MTA service. We work closely with many, many elected officials to make this happen. And I just want to call them out, even though they're not here with us to celebrate. Congressman Jerry Nadler, a man I've known all my life. State Senator Liz Krueger, a great leader we work with in Albany. Assembly Member Rebecca C. Wright and Council Member Julie Menon, both of whom weighed in again and again on this issue. They've all been passionate that Roosevelt Islanders deserve the same convenience of tap and go, and we're delighted to be able to deliver. Just like the subways and buses, tram riders are now able to use their phones, smart devices, or OMNY cards. Purchase those OMNY cards at CVS or Walgreens right now. You can use any of those methodologies to pay the fare. And best of all the taps are going to count towards the automatic free weekly card, what we call the Lucky 13. When you hit your 13th ride of the week, you get it free for the rest of the week, whenever you start. This is the great thing about OMNY. It offers us the flexibility to give customers the best fare, and they are loving it. The transition away from MetroCard is well underway. More than half of all subway riders are tapping into the system. That's nearly 2 million customers a day who are using OMNY already. Just last month, we celebrated 1 billion OMNY rides since the program began. And New Yorkers and visitors have already used OMNY at all 472 subway stations, on board over 200 local bus routes, and now the Roosevelt Island Tram, a real New York, really a New York model of transportation that's part of our skyline and part of our city. Next up, the air train to Jamaica, another what we call affiliate user of the MTA system. Before I finish, I just want to acknowledge the OMNY team who made today possible. Tim Kaiser, where are you? Tim Kaiser over there is leading the OMNY project along with Amy Linden and Jesse Lazarus and some really, really great MTA professionals. And kudos to the MTA construction development crews who got all the readers installed. They got the readers installed in the entire subway system and bus system during COVID, and now they've got the readers installed on the Roosevelt Island Tram. With that, let me turn it over to the man in the fake dress shoes, also known as sneakers, Rich Davey.
I'm going to speak for a long time as a result of that. Short speech, and my dry cleaner is going to be thrilled. So, look, Jan, I really appreciate you announcing this. I mean, what we've heard from our customers, our particular OMNY customers, is using OMNY across our system and frankly across New York City is one of the most pleasurable things about using public transportation in the city of New York. So we're excited to roll it out here as well. It's important to get it done now. I hope folks know that we're going to be doing a pretty major project. Starting this weekend, the 63rd Street Tunnel, we're doing a direct track fixation project. The track is over 40 years old. It is time for more than a renewal. So there'll be some service interruptions for our customers here at Roosevelt Island and a few other places. Check our website, check our signage. There'll be alternative service for you to get around, now including the tram being able to use our OMNY tap system. But we are investing to make the system faster, cleaner, and safer. That's what our customers are asking for, and that's what we're delivering. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'll be just as brief. My name is Thank you. Good afternoon. I'll be just as brief. My name is Shelton Haynes. I'm the President and CEO of the Roosevelt Island Operating Corporation. We are so excited to have Omni in Roosevelt Island. A brief round of applause for our team. This has been a long-standing project, and Roosevelt Islanders are so excited to welcome this initiative. I'd like to start off by thanking Jano and his team of MTA. They have been amazing to work with in their collaborative efforts to get this project completed. I'd also like to thank the local elected officials, Congressmember Jerry Nadler, Senator Liz Kruger, Assemblymember Rebecca Seawright, as well as Councilmember Julie Menon. As well, I'd like to thank our REOC team for all the behind-the-scenes work in negotiating this project, and we're very excited to have it. Roosevelt Island, Omni is here.
Right. Okay.
Hey everybody, I'm Mark Devine, Manhattan Borough President. The good thing about rain is it keeps politicians to very brief remarks. I am so thrilled to be with all of you here in Manhattan. Yes, we are in Manhattan. Let there be no mistake. Roosevelt Island is an essential part of our borough, and I'm so grateful to you, Jano and Rich, and your leadership, Shelton, and ensuring that the Roosevelt Island Tram continues to knit our borough together. I love Queens, but you can't take the tram to Queens. And it's always been a source of real frustration that you can go about any other transit links in our borough with Omni, except this one exception. And now today we're fixing that. You can now use Omni to ride the tram. If you don't work in government, you probably don't realize how hard this was to pull off. But to bring the various agencies and vendors together was not easy. And I want the record to show that of all the affiliates that the MTA works with, you got the AirTrain, you got Suburban Bus Networks, the first one to get Omni is the Roosevelt Island Tram. So big victory for the hometown. Thank you so much, and congrats to everyone who made this happen. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Well, I guess we...
So there are huge lines on the Roosevelt Island.
Stand with me. Yeah.
There are huge lines on the Roosevelt Island Tram, sometimes extending to 3rd Avenue. At the present time, Roosevelt Island residents are able to use the Metro card to skip to the front of the line. Now with the Omni card, will the Metro card still be able to be used to skip to the front of the line?
I don't know the answer. I do know that the Roosevelt Island leadership and the electeds are determined to make sure that the mass transit here works really well for Roosevelt Islanders. So you're going to continue to look at that issue in consultation with whoever is relevant, whether it's technical folks or legal or lawyers or whatever. But for us, the bottom line is Omni just makes travel faster for everybody. So whoever's waiting on that line, whichever line they're in, or if they're in one line, it's going to be a lot faster with Omni than people buying Metro cards one by one.
And to add to that, can you hear me? To add to that, right now we're currently assessing the situation, and it's very fluid. As it stands, we do not anticipate having a line where Metro card holders can skip. We're still assessing. We're still going to make the best decision possible for our Roosevelt Island commuters, and we hope to make sure everything is going to be seamless with that.
The borough president mentioned some of the other wishes, the air train, the railroads, PATH, the suburban bus network. What has been is it a delay? Has there been a hiccup in kind of getting it rolled out? I know you've expressed some concern about kind of where we are in the system for that. Is each one of those its own thing? When will we see it on the air train? When will we see it on the railroads?
It doesn't matter. The air train is like 3 or 4 months, right? Yeah. Okay, so the big one that we all see is the air train, and that's coming in 3 or 4 months. Yeah, Greg, you're right. Every one of these is like a separate software project. And, you know, before you did the separate software projects that are a little different, you need to really establish the base, which is the whole Omni system. That's where it's created a little complexity because we need to get the Omni project, the OMNY program, the basic product fully established software-wise before you could do these offshoots, which are slightly different. I hope that's responsive. That's really been the issue. But we're moving along really quickly with Omni. You know, one of the reasons it's been the way it was is we decided to put it into effect even before it was finished from a software standpoint, because we wanted New Yorkers to start to get the benefit of tap and go. And the fact that you can get discounts much more easily with a tap and go system, what we call best fare, where the system decides for you what's the cheapest deal, than with buying conventional Metro cards. So we wanted to get it out, even though it had some kinks to work out. That's what we're doing.
This is a subway question. There's a newly installed elevator from the subway station down to the Manhattan platform. It's out of service now until the end of October. With the single track being used for the shuttle, which track will it be running on? Will the elevator serve the track where the shuttle is running?
So I can get back to you on that because I don't think I understood fully your question, but happy to get back to you on that. So
elevator
Yep.
that's out of service
Yep.
serves the Manhattan-bound platform.
Yep, correct.
We're starting work on the Manhattan
Yeah,
side.
right.
So-
We're starting work on the Manhattan-bound side, right?
So then there's no elevator access to the Roosevelt Island shuttle.
For that, but there'll be a bus shuttle, which of course are all ADA accessible.
Right. But as of now, Roosevelt Island elderly people that would use the elevator to access the Roosevelt Island subway station will not be able to do that. They'll have to go to Queens.
Well, no. Again, there'll be a bus shuttle that folks can use as well, which is fully accessible. But I mean, look, I think your broader point, which is there a little pain before there's a lot of gain on the direct track? Absolutely. But for a track system that's 42 years old and direct track fixation requires us to do some significant work, it has to be done. But that's what happens when you run a subway system that's 120 years old, in this case 40 plus.